What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're I got so used to doing my top 10s that I keep saying the same thing. No, today we are doing the recap from the Saturday, January 19th Showtime card, the triple header that saw Gary Russell Jr. and Mark Magsayo in the main event. We'll get into that in a minute. But I'm going to discuss the undercard real quick and kick it off with Tuxedo Nyembayar, King Tug, and his controversial draw that he had against, God, I forget the guy's name now. Lucas something. Anyways, King Tug, he fought hard, but he was way overlooking his opponent, and I'm sorry, he got knocked down with that jab. I believe it was the 7th or 8th round. And that was the difference in the fight when it went to the scorecards. 1 point difference would have given Lucas the victory, and instead he came up short, and that was a shame because it was a legitimate knockdown. It was off of a jab, and there was no question about it. What the referee said he didn't see in the video was a fucking sham, and I'm really disappointed by that. But all in all, Lucas should have been declared the winner. He fought his ass off, but a draw for him on short notice against King Tug is a victory, and I would love to see these two guys fight again, but who knows if King Tug's going to want that now. But be that as it may, that was a solid 126-pound showdown, even though they had to meet at a catch weight of 128. It was a good little showdown right there, and a good ending, or a controversial ending. You had Sujiro Matias in the co-feature score a knockout victory to gain revenge for what I believe was his only loss of his career. So he got the knockout over Ananyan, and that's, he made quick work of him. But the main event, Gary Russell and Mark Magsayo. And, Gary Russell not fighting in 2 years, really, you could tell the difference. You really could. Not to say he didn't have his moments, and supposedly he injured his right shoulder. That was an injury I guess he suffered earlier on. For me, I'm kind of, I respect Gary Russell's spirit in getting in the ring injured, but if you're going to use that as your excuse right away for why you lost, like if you're going to use that immediately, it's almost like, I look at it like he had his excuse set up for him already. He had it already lined up, and ready to use in case things didn't go his way. And again, maybe he was expecting that shoulder to be better than it was, and then he re-injured it in the 3rd round. Whatever it was, he lost the fight, and it was a close fight. He lost by a close majority decision. I personally thought Magsayo probably did enough, but it was close. But I think what won Magsayo the fight was the early rounds, going out there and outworking Gary Russell, landing good shots. And then when Russell started to find his counterpunching, it was all 1 punch at a time. And that's probably because he was having trouble throwing his right, and jabbing, which Gary Russell's a really good jabber. So he was having trouble doing that, and that probably hurt him not being able to do it. But the fact that Magsayo kept pressuring, kept throwing shots, landing here and there. He wasn't landing at a high rate, but he was throwing a lot of shots, and I want to say he ended up tripling Gary Russell's output, and that to me was probably the difference in the fight. I mean, yeah, Gary Russell healthy, maybe he wins that fight, probably, but hey, he wasn't. He still fought, and he lost. Magsayo did enough and won the fight. Magsayo, I really think he could throw a jab a little bit more and use his height and reach going forward, but it was a good, solid performance. He definitely made Gary Russell feel his power early, and that ended up being a difference. Like I said, him being able to go and win early rounds, I think was the difference in the fight. I really do. Because he won 7 rounds to 5 on 2 cards, and the 3rd card was even. So, solid performance by Mark Magsayo. Disappointing for Gary Russell because, yeah, at full strength, you'd want to see what he could do without an injury, but he can correct that by staying active. Go get that shoulder fixed, surgery, whatever, and then get his ass back in the ring as soon as possible, maybe before the end of the year. And he can erase that, you know, whether he gets a rematch or not, he can earn that fight back. So we'll see what happens, but Mark Magsayo, got to tip my hat to him. Big victory right here, his career best, and he's now the world champion, and he's moving straight towards the top of 126, so we'll see. But that's it. That's the weekend recap from the Showtime Triple Header that took place on Saturday, January 19th. I hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.